Level 90, an original improvement. Shore's Eye is awaiting the arrival of an important visitor. Excuse me, you're the Warrior of Darkness, aren't you? My name is Shore's Eye. I don't know how to pronounce that. I work for the Facet of Forging. Apologize for interrupting your day, but seeing as you're said to be a practiced artisan, I thought you might be interested to hear the news. Craftsman of legendary reputation is coming home to the Crystarium. He's long been away, living somewhere in the wilds that he might focus on mastering his trade without worldly distraction. Now that knight has returned to the realm, he felt it time to return. As a matter of fact, he's due to arrive any moment now. Ah, to think that I shall soon meet one of my greatest inspirations. Over there, I think that's him. Oh yeah, it's there, Gerald. Master Grinold. Ooh, it's very stuttery. Ah, that'd be me. You must be the young artisan I was told would be waiting Shore's Eye, was it? Yes, sir, it is such an honor. Zilly, wasn't expecting to see you here. You've been keeping well, I hope? Hold on, the two of you know each other? I came to visit me workshop in the depths of Bloody Tempest. She did gave her a set of gear in exchange for helping me out with the job, and she was off to save the world or something to that effect. Oh my, it's like seeing storybook heroes come to life. I was set on asking you to be my mentor, but to simply meet you is already a dream come true. And now, lass, I ain't worthy of such an earnest young craftwoman's admiration. I was a sad shadow of a man hiding away in a watery tomb. It was only when Zilly came along that I was forced to realize how much me work relied on the people I tried to leave behind. Then I got to thinking I should pair up with the up-and-coming talent, you know, get myself a fresh perspective. Sent a letter saying as much to me old mates in the mean, and they told me of a promising artisan who'd shown an interest in me craft. So I took that as a sign I needed to get me sorry arse back home. You mean me? I was the sign? You won't regret this, Master Grinold, I promise. Shall we make our way straight to the mean? Catless and the others are eager to see you. Having you show up in the moment of some kind of fate, I reckon. Why don't you come along and we can make it one big reunion? I wholeheartedly agree. Please come with us. I'm lagging. Like stuttering. Well, ain't this a sight for sore eyes? These iron girders, those elegant domes, gazing up at that architecture as a sprat, what got me into the trade in the first place. Ah, so the city itself was your original source of inspiration. You must have some wonderful stories. I can hardly wait to hear them all. Oh yeah, it's their counterparts. That Mistress Moen? Yeah, their Rowena. Mistress Moen, speaking of a sight for sore eyes, surely you've not come into town on account of little old me. But of course I did. Many's the evening I spent on Yulmore's terrace, gazing into the distance and thinking fondly of my rough-spoken smith. And how much money he owes, right? I should explain. Oh, a great debt to Mistress Moen here. If she hadn't believed in me enough to promote me wares all over Nordfrant, then I reckon I'd never have made it as an artisan. As it turns out, I found me muse in them enchanting eyes. The thousands of kettles I forced to capture that captivating gleam would set me on the smithy's path. This one I inscribed with a mark I saw in a dream, and it's become the symbol of me good fortune, the embodiment of all me aspirations. Without you, Mistress Moen, I wouldn't be the craftsman I am today. I hope the fool who spent so many years honing his skills under the ocean is still one you can be proud of. You great oaf. 'Tis I who was enchanted by your craft, and by your unyielding discipline and emulating those admirable values was I able to build my commercial empire. They're pretty different. So far. So, Master Grinault, do you have anything in particular you were wanting to forge? Some overarching plan or direction in mind? That was to be my question to you, Chorzai. Before we begin, I need to know what the thing you're daydreaming about crafting the most. Well, I suppose I've always liked the idea of a tool which attunes itself to the artisan who holds it. I could never settle on a design. Forget the finer details for now. The seed of your idea is all we need to get underway. Just hop on the crafting cart with me and we'll see where it takes us. Wonderful. Being the sort of veteran craftsman who takes on a disciple was something you always wished for, was it not? Yeah, remember that? Feels like an age since we spoke of it. New era has begun. Norvran is emerging from 100 years of torpor, and the tools you invent will help shape the world it becomes. Chairwoman of the Boutique of Splendors, I consider it my duty to nurture the artisans of today and tomorrow. Whatever you decide to do, I pledge my full support. Might I suggest you have Zilly lend a hand? I can personally vouch for her skill, and I'm certain whatever tool you end up crafting will benefit from her involvement. I'll not say nay to that. With Chorzai's potential and your proven talent, I'll be in fine company. Having the warrior's name attached to your project will add more than simple prestige. It could be watching the birth of something truly historical. As a merchant, I can think of no greater honor or opportunity than be part of this undertaking. You'll need a place to work, I assume. We've set up a stall just outside the mean, so feel free to make yourself at home for as long as you decide to stay. Sounds perfect. I do like the idea of being in an earshot of the hustle and bustle. Let's see about getting me tools unpacked, shall we? I've got a Crystarium furnace in my Tempest workshop, so I'm well familiar with the facilities here in town. Any refining or smelting can be done at the facet of forging, and this place will serve as my workbench. One thing, Miss Chorzai, do you have much experience in crafting original pieces? Practically none at all, I'm ashamed to say. I have something of a knack for making replicas, but when it comes to new ideas, I find myself being overwhelmed by the possibilities. And so you stick to what you know, eh? How about we try this then? You take some of me old tools as a base and see what improvements you can add to make them your own. I have a set right here you can work on. You mean the tools you made yourself? The same tools lauded by master artisans in every corner of Norvran? I must have filled 100 orders making duplicates of your designs. They were right popular for a time. Therefore, I took up the hermit's life. I was stuck crafting them dawn till dusk. Even had a nightmare I was trapped slaving away at me forge until the bloody hair fell out. Nice. But they're masterpieces. What could I possibly do to improve upon them? Don't take it so seriously for starters. Play around a bit, tweak a few measurements, and that'll soon give you a feel for what is and ain't possible. Ah, such fond memories. Grinold was buried beneath unfinished tools. I was drowning in purchase receipts, and the orders just kept flooding in. Apologies, I didn't mean to. You'll get your tool grease all over them clean hands, or yours, or is all. Tis I should who apologize. One careless move, and I might have ruined your project before it even began. It's fine, everything's fine. Your touch could never ruin anything. If I rack the old noggin, it shouldn't take long to sketch out some plans for evolving the original tool designs. You'll be the one doing the actual improvements, so feel free to draw on them or make whatever adjustments you like. Whatever materials you require, the boutique will procure it, no matter the rarity. Dear lady, I've not the words to thank you for your generous assistance. It's so goofy. Yeah, that's my reaction. I've just had the most wonderful idea. We'll need a name for our new creations, and what better way to show our gratitude to the boutique than to dub them Splendorous Tools? It's a lovely gesture, Miss Chorizoid, but a merchant's role is simply to ensure that the artisan has her choice of creative clay. It would be presumptuous in the extreme to have my establishment take center stage when the genius is all yours. That quiet dignity and dedication is exactly why I'd be proud to have you and your business represent us. If it helps, think of it as a commemorating your reunion with Master Grinold. Now, this is just getting awkward. What do you think? Dignity and dedication sound like fine virtues to be associated with. I think it's just perfect. In that case, I shall work doubly hard to fulfill my promise of support. May your splendorous tools be instrumental in crafting the marvels of this new age. You have everything you need to begin, I hope. I have instructed Kenyana to serve you as a boutique's representative, but rest assured that I shall return anon to check on your progress. Stop jittering. Aggie. I'll get to explaining my plans in a bit, but for now we'll leave the base tool with you, Zilly. Catless says you're qualified to be our test tradeswoman, and that's good enough for me. Nyana here will be sharing our stall and stocks a whole range of other tools should you need them. I can hardly believe this is actually happening. Me working under the tutelage of the Warrior of Darkness and Master Grinold. Level 90, an original improvement complete. Splendorous tools unlocked. Splendorous coffer will dispense a primary tool based on your current class at the time that it is opened. Tools for other classes can be obtained by speaking to Kenyana at Grinold's workbench just outside the crystalline mean. Dedicated tool, first enhancement. Please note that upon completing the quest of dedicated tool, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of armorer. Undertake this quest as an armorer. Level 90, dedicated tool. Chorzai is excited to begin improvements on the Splendorous tool. Any classes or jobs will prevent progress during this quest. Master Grinholt was just showing me the plans he drew up for augmenting the tool he gave you. And the concept is nothing short of incredible. It lays out step by step how we can gradually evolve a functionally complete instrument to an even higher level of perfection. Ah, you've grasped the idea just from looking at me diagrams. With instincts like that, I'd say you're ready to put hammer to anvil. I mean, yes, sir, ready and willing. First things first, we get our supplies sorted out. The boutique has promised to acquire the materials we need, but uncommon wares demand uncommon payment. I'm volunteering your services. Your job is to come up with quality trade goods for barter, and I want you to do that by using the tool we're trying to improve. The more skilled tradeswoman puts it to work, the more we can see what bits need shoring up, and the better we can judge if our planned improvements are on the right track. Come to think of it, it should be shoring up my forging technique. I wouldn't want to ruin any of those rare materials. That's a mindset to have, lass. Dignity and dedication. That'll be our motto from now on. Work, then. Damn right. So, for this particular project, the plan calls for a supply of Splendorous armor's components. According to Master Grenald's notations, the boutique will trade us those materials in exchange for connoisseurs or ornate doors made by Master Artisan you. Oh, and as we discussed earlier, it's very important that you craft the trade goods using the base Splendorous tool so we can gauge the best path for its augmentation. Go ahead and deliver your wares directly to Kenyana, and she should part with some of her stock's Splendorous components. Any questions? Please direct them to Master Grenald. Send Gorzai with your Splendorous tool and the requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Splendorous components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana at Grenald's workbench near the Crystalline Mead. Craft the necessary trade goods, open the crafting log, followed by special recipes within the requisite crafting discipline. Next, select side quests, and lastly, Splendorous tools to locate applicable recipes. Please note that select crafting materials can be purchased with scripts, and that you must have your Splendorous tool equipped when crafting. When making your final delivery to Chorazai, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Okay, so before we start any of that, we should probably just pick up some other stuff. Oh wait, we gotta get the stuff from her first, right? Okay, so it's gonna be kind of like Sky Steel tools sort of thing. Okay, we're gonna need this for doing the thing. Side quest. Splendorous tool. Ornate door. Need 60 armor's components. Okay, so we trade her the door for the components. Okay, we'll sort it out. First thing we need to do is we need to get the other things. Do I have space? I'm gonna buy all the stuff we need. As much as we can afford, anyways. Get a fishing rod. Yes, a hatchet. Feeling the gathering's going to take a bit longer. Pick up the other two. I think we can buy these off the market board if we run out of space. Alright, so we need to get 60 armorers, Splendorous armorers components. And this will be the next step. So we need 60 of these. Okay. Like titanium plate and ironwood lumber. Alright. I don't have enough to get them right now, so come back. We're gonna need them. Alright, well, we'll continue on another time. We'll be back when we're ready to turn the tools in, I guess. Alright, so we are here with our Splendorous tools, our first step. So we had to create some stuff for turn in for this. And I guess the next one will be this one because it wouldn't let me do it because I don't have the weapon, so, or the tool or whatever. So we went ahead and did them for every crafting job. And they use like these select things you get with scripts. You get them off the market board too. I would recommend using Universalis if you need them to save some money. If you don't have the scripts, it'll be a lot quicker than going and farming scripts. You need 20 for the first if you do them at max collectability, and you need 30 for the second round. So I have them already kind of prepared. A few extra, you can see where I got them off the market board. So we'll turn these in, and then we'll just kind of I'll do the crafting later for the second step, and we'll probably do that like on next stream. We'll turn them in or whatever. That's quite a pile of components you have there. If you could just sort of drop them into my arms here. Oh, and the tool, of course. So many precious materials. I'll do my best to make the most of them. Hi, Mistress Moen and Zilly have done their part. Time for us to do ours. To the fast of forging we go. If you don't mind waiting, this shouldn't take too terribly long. We haven't done any of the gathering jobs yet because they look like they're going to take a while. Whereas these are all just kind of macros at this point. Still takes a while, but all finished. I was a bit nervous handling those rare components. I just followed Master Grinald's diagrams, and I think I was able to make some definite improvements. Got a good eye and a steady hand. I reckon you'll be pleased with how it turned out. I present to you the augmented Splendorous raising hammer. Go on, hold it up for the world to see. Level 90, a dedicated tool, complete. Doesn't glow yet. Turn one more in and see if the cutscene's any different. We'll pick up the second one. Please note that upon completion of the quest's dedicated tool, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Alchemist. Level 90, a dedicated tool. Jorzai is excited to begin improvements on the Splendorous tool. Need to help us make another Splendorous tool? Ahem, right. So, for this particular project, the plans call for a supply of Splendorous Alchemist components. According to Master Grinald's notations, the boutique will trade us those materials in exchange for Connoisseur's cosmetics boxes made by Master Artisan Yu. Oh, and as we discussed earlier, it's very important that you craft the trade goods using the base Splendorous tool so we can gauge the best path for its augmentation. Go ahead and deliver your wares directly to Kenyana, and she should part with some of her stock Splendorous components. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinald. Present Jorzai with your Splendorous tool and the requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Splendorous components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana and Grinald's workbench near Crystalline Mean. I don't remember if that was the exact same dialogue or not. Probably. We're not going to do them all right now. We'll turn them in later when I'm ready to craft. Craft the necessary trade goods, open the crafting log, followed by special recipes from within the requisite crafting discipline. Next, select side quests, then lastly, Splendorous tools to locate applicable recipes. Please note that the select crafting materials can be purchased with scripts and that you must have your Splendorous tool equipped when crafting. Making your final delivery to Jorzai, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Quite a pile of components you have there. If you could just sort of drop them into my arms here. Oh, and the tool, of course. Yeah, it looks sort of the same. The faster forging we go. If you don't mind waiting, this shouldn't take too terribly long. Yeah, it looks like it's the same. Sometimes the dialogue's slightly different for like a second turn in. I think I'm getting the hang of this. With every new tool I improve, I feel like I'm improving myself along the way. I present to you the augmented Splendorous Olympic. Go on, hold it up for the world to see. Level 90, dedicated tool, complete. Many steps left to go. Alright, we'll switch back to Armorer. We'll pick up the second stage. An adaptive tool, second enhancement. Please note that upon completing the quest for an adaptive tool, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Armorer. Take this quest as an Armorer. Level 90, an adaptive tool. Chorzai is eager to continue improving the Splendorous tools. Lily, how are you finding the augmented tool? Master Grinnell's design was genius, and I can hardly wait to move on to the next stage. Where do we stand, sir? Have we decided on a new improvement? Actually, I'm interested in hearing your ideas. Well, as I said before, originality isn't my forte. I'm fine when I have a plan to follow, but sigh. Not that I don't have any ideas, you understand. The problem is that I have too many. My head becomes a confused jumble, and I can't decide which one I should choose. That's just proof of your growth as an artisan. If you've learned so many techniques that you can't pick a direction for your piece, then maybe we need to ask the opinion of the bugger what's been wielding it. Of course, it's so obvious. What better way to end up with this perfect tradesperson's tool than by molding it to the needs and desires of our veteran tradeswoman? Point for your thoughts. You were using the tool to prepare all those trade goods. What kind of improvement would you wish for? To have the tool respond to my slightest intention. Just want a tool that can read my mind. So you wish for the tool to be more responsive. There are materials like dark matter which have adaptive properties. Some have even been known to react to a person's thoughts and emotions. If we could lay our hands on a high-quality substance like that and succeed in bonding it to the grip, then we may very well realize the artisan-attuned instrument I always dreamed of crafting. That's the kind of answer I was looking for. Now that we've got a clearer picture of where we're headed, I can make the adjustments to my designs. Though a high-purity material would act like dark matter is uneasy to ask, even for the likes of old boutique procurers. We'll have to offer something of equally high value in exchange. Let's see here. For the enhancements, I'd say we need a sizable stack of adaptive armorer's components. It means I'll have to ask you to come up with a similar number of connoisseurs' benches to offer and barter. Components aside, everything is the same as before. In other words, please use the Splendorous tool to prepare your wares, then deliver them directly to Kenyana. I'm sure Master Grinnell will remind you of what needs to be done should you happen to lose track. I'll be here waiting for the materials, eager to race to the forge as soon as all is in readiness. Send Chorzai with your Splendorous tool and the requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Adaptive components can be obtained by delivering a selected trade goods to Kenyana Grinnell's workbench near the crystalline mead. Okay, so that's just going to be the second step. Grab the necessary trade goods, open the crafting log, followed by special recipes from within the requisite crafting discipline. Next, select side quests, and lastly, Splendorous tools to locate applicable recipes. Please note that select crafting materials can be purchased with scripts and that you must have your Splendorous tool equipped when crafting. When making your final delivery to Chorzai, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Yes, it's very much like the Sky Steel tools of this expansion. Okay, so we have our Gatherer's tools for our first turn-in. Our Splendorous tools. Did all the fishing. The fishing took a while. It actually didn't take as long as the botany and mining because you have to get collectibles, so waiting for your GP to kind of refresh takes a while. They took quite a bit longer. So we're going to turn them in. We'll just turn in all three. Please note that upon completing the quest, a dedicated tool, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of miner. I don't know if the text is going to be any different, but we might as well do all three. Level 90, a dedicated tool. Chorzai is excited to begin improvements on the Splendorous tool. Oh, wait, I skipped one. Right, so for this particular project, plans call for supply of Splendorous Miners components and Splendorous Water Shards. According to Master Grinnell's notations, a boutique will trade a Splendorous Miners components in exchange for chunks of Connoisseur's Prism Stone, secured by Master Gatherer, you. Oh, and as we discussed earlier, it's very important that you gather the trade goods using the base Splendorous tool so we gauge the best path for its augmentation. Go ahead and deliver your wares directly to Kenyana, and she should part with some of her stock Splendorous components. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinnell. Present Chora's Eye with your Splendorous tool and the requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Splendorous components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana Grinald's workbench near the crystalline mean. Trade goods in question can be found in the Splendorous Tools section of the Gathering log. Please note that you must have your Splendorous tool equipped when gathering. Making your final delivery to Chora's Eye, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Quite a pile of components you have there. If I could just sort of drop them into my arms here. Oh, and the tool, of course. It seems like it's the same dialogue. To the facet of forging we go. If you don't mind waiting, this shouldn't take too terribly long. We just used macros for most of it. Well, I mean, it's collectible, so it wasn't really macros. It was, we used a macro for fishing. I think I'm getting the hang of this. With every new tool I improve, I feel like I'm improving myself along the way. I present to you the augmented Splendorous pickaxe. Go on, hold it up for the world to see. Dedicated tool complete. See if the Fisher one's any different. Probably not. If it's the same dialogue, then we're not going to bother. Go through it. We'll head on to the next step. Dedicated tool, first enhancement. No, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now I need a dedicated tool. Can you help us make another Splendorous tool? Right, so for this particular project, plants call for a supply of Splendorous fishing rod components, Splendorous fishing rod, reel components. Platinum seahorses and clav keepers, procured by Master Fisher. Important fish for the trade. Okay, use the white one, deliver to Kenyana, present for that. Okay, yeah, it's all pretty much the same. Catching fish suitable for use as a trade good requires the use of specialized bait balls. This bait can be obtained from Kenyana in exchange for scripts. Furthermore, please note that you must have your Splendorous tool equipped when fishing. Making your final delivery to Chora's Eye, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest, not equipped. Show off my resplendent tool at least. Took forever to get this fishing one. It's quite a pile of components you have there. If you could just sort of drop them in. Okay, yeah, it's the same dialogue. Hoping we get something different. Facet of forging. Okay, well, we'll just have to get started on the second stage. I'm getting a hang of this. Okay, yeah, same dialogue. Augmented Splendorous fishing rod. 90 dedicated tool complete. Very much like doing the Sky Steel tool. Just, I don't think the fish and mining stuff needed to be collectibles, did it? I don't recall. I have videos for Sky Steel tool. All right, so we're here with our Splendorous tools, the second level, and we have everything we need, or should at least. We'll just, I don't think the dialogue's going to be any different, so we're just going to turn in like just one crafting and one gathering just to see if there's any difference. I see you've come through for us again. We just used macros like last time. Team craft. With such a bounty of expensive materials at stake, I might be even more nervous than last time. I hope this stuff doesn't react to my emotions. A psychosensitive substance, as scholars call it. It'll be my first time having the summit of this purity put in use in the crafting design, so I'm pretty bloody curious to see how it turns out. Right, we have the tool, the materials, and fate willing, the talent. Bide here a while, and we'll be back with even more splendid masterpiece. Does this one glow at all? Stand back, here comes the finishing touch. We did it. The Splendorous tool has evolved once more. I really must ask, though, Master Grinold, what was the divine liquid with which you so reverently anointed our work? Oh, well, that, me young disciple, is the distilled essence of me craftsmanship, a finishing coat of oil which contains not one drop of impurity. Perfect way to seal the tool's surface. This is the perfect time for you to show it off. Let's see how it looks. Oh, nice. A little glow to it. Aye, now that's some fine craftsmanship, and it seems right comfortable there in your hand, like you was born to hold it. Zorazor, I'd say you've made yourself... I can never read his text. Zorazor, I'd say you've made your wish come true. A root wood adapts itself to its wielder. I'm proud to be your mentor. A tool. Why did I say root? One of them days. As for you, I hope you enjoy the new improvements. The tool should pick up on your passion for the trade, and from time to time, you'll find it amplifies your mastery. Just a little bonus from using psychosensitive materials and how the effect manifests through the finishing oil. And here I thought I was just a protective layer. Where does the inspiration for such revolutionary ideas come from? From a bloody-eyed dream. In this case, I saw myself toiling over an anvil. Not too strange there, but I was bald as a boulder. Then some beefy gentleman strides in and douses me whole body in oil. The shock of it must have knocked me out of bed because I woke up on the floor. That's when it dawned on me to coat our tool in the same way. Are the Manderville weapons, maybe? Trying to remember. Unless it was Laton. Greetings, my hard-working friends. Kenyana reports that your tool crafting is proceeding apace. Judging by the general mood here, might I assume you've had some success? Most excellent news. I should like naught more than to continue this fruitful alliance and stimulate the growth of the industry with your wondrous creations. Aye, things are already changing. Until recent times, the art of crafting and trading was just a means to stave off the fall of society for one more day, but the age is coming to an end. Now's our chance to build a richer and better world together. You and I together? Uh-oh. I meant the boutique and Chorazoi and the Warrior of Darkness, all of us in general sense. Cheers to that. Shall we stop by the Wandering Stairs and raise a glass in celebration? I appreciate the invitation, lass, but no brew ever passes these lips. I'd prefer to linger here a while, go over me designs and make plans for future adjustments. So he doesn't drink. He's definitely not our Gerald. No rest for the master craftsman. Even after 10 years, some things never change. Thank you. Working with you and Master Grinold has helped hone my artisan skills in so many ways, but I've also come to realize how much room there is for improvement, both for me and for our Splendorous tools. You stay with us as we strive for perfection. As Mistress Moen says, our craft will shape the world, and it would be poor one without you. Level 90, an adaptive tool, complete. Let's turn in our other one. Got it. Okay. Adaptive tool. Please note that upon completing the quest and adaptive tool, you'll receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Fisher. Take this quest as a Fisher. Chorazoi is eager to continue improving the Splendorous tools. Level 90 and adaptive tool. I think it's going to be mostly the same. Looking to improve another Splendorous tool, it would be my pleasure. I hope you're not tired of preparing all these trade goods, though. Let's see here. For the enhancements, I'd say we need a sizable stack of adaptive fishing rod components, adaptive fishing reel components. Which means I'll have to ask you to come up with a similar number of mirror images and spangled Piraruchu to offer in barter. Components aside, everything is the same as before. In other words, please use a Splendorous tool to prepare your wares, then deliver them directly to Kenyana. Master Grinold will remind you of what needs to be done should you happen to lose track. We're here waiting for the materials, eager to race to the forge as soon as all is in readiness. Present Chorazoi with your Splendorous tool and the requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Adaptive components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyatta at Grenald's workbench near the crystalline mean. Let's see. Catching fish suitable for use as trade goods requires the use of specialized bait balls. The bait can be obtained from Kenyatta in exchange for scripts. Yes, we know that. Furthermore, please note that you must have your Splendorous tool equipped when fishing. I actually fished for a while without my tool equipped, and I was getting so frustrated, and it still was probably quicker than the miner and botanist. When making your final delivery to Chore Resort, the tool would be upgraded, should be placed in your inventory for armory chest and not equipped. And I only realized because I have my resplendent tool and it glows. So after about 5 minutes or so, I was like, oh wait, why is my rod glowing? I see you've come through for us again. Make sure you double check you're equipped with the right tool. Right, we have the tool and the materials, and fate willing, the talent. Bide here a while and we'll be back with even more splendid masterpiece. We've done it. Hold up your crystalline fishing rod and bathe in its new radiance. It's only a problem for Fisher, because miner, botanist, and the crafting ones won't even let you do the thing without the tool equipped. The Fisher, you'll just keep casting and not getting the fish you need. Ooh, it's pretty. Yes, it's as if it were an extension of your very arm. To craft such tools as every artisan's dream. Thank you again. Level 90, an adaptive tool, complete. And I think I did the same thing with one of the steps of the dye steel tools too. Splendid crystalline fishing rod. Okay, we're gonna go back to armorer. I mean, we can pick a different job. It doesn't matter. And we'll pick up level 90, the Joy of Zoe. Reynolds has good tidings to share. Sight for sore eyes as ever. Splendorous tools treating you well, I hope. You might be pleased to know that our work's paying off, and lining Mistress Moen's coffers besides. With the schematics of the tools finalized, we should forge a fresh batch for the boutique, and I'm told our first shipment sold like hot coffee biscuits or something. Truly, Master Grinnell, why, that's wonderful news. I put my heart into every strike of the anvil, of course, but I was rather worried about the quality of my work might suffer when we began mass production. You heard the man. Coffee biscuits. Hot coffee biscuits. Honest work deserves honest praise. Your encouragement is much appreciated. I really must take more pride in my work, and so should you, considering how much you've contributed to this endeavor. Your tools are masterworks in their own right, Miss Torzai. It's only natural that they are lauded as such. Our patrons have naught but praise for what you have wrought. Word of the tool's adaptive nature has spread through Yulmore like wildfire, and connoisseurs from all over Norvrond are lining up in droves to inquire about our next shipment. In fact, Mistress Moen has requested your presence in Yulmore to discuss further business opportunities. It would seem she has a mind to introduce you to one of our most influential patrons. Ooh, we taking a trip? Wicked White. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be invited to Yulmore, of all places. It's an honor, really, it is, but are you quite sure she wants me there? Mistress Moen's a sharp one, lass. Long as I've known her, she hasn't once steered me wrong. If she means for us to take part in the next step of her grand designs, I reckon we oblige her. Obliging her is perfectly fine, but the thought of it still makes me as twitchy as a Mort's tail. If we really are going, I'd feel a little less out of place if our friend the Warrior of Darkness accompanied us. What do you say? Few more. Oh good, they just brought us here. Let me guess, you're after one of the boutique's Splendorous tools. Hi, you and everyone else in Norvrand, every skilled artisan worth their salt has been clamoring for a tool that draws out their full potential, myself included. It's good to see you, my friends. By your expressions, I take it the throng of artisans hungry for your handiwork made for a warm enough welcome. As you can see, we've no shortage of patrons hoping to savor the fruits of your labor. If you could resist the allure of tools crafted with the Warrior of Darkness's collaboration. There are fewer still who would gainsay their efficiency. Our patrons were especially captivated by the adaptive properties you've incorporated, and I've no doubt that your works shall remain a staple of the boutique for quite some time. As ever, we must consider what this success means for the future of trade in Norvrant and how these tools might revitalize our markets. To that end, I should like you to meet with one of our patrons if you would follow me to the outer deck. Probe it. They're gonna be Watts. Look out, Mistress Moen. Prepare to croak, you very rusty bastard. Aw. You didn't think a move I learned in one of them bloody odd dreams would come in handy, but if it means keeping the three of you safe and sound, that's all that matters. Now that I think on it, something seems off about the way this little bugger charged at us. Maybe I can fix up some of them faulty mechanisms. You break it, you fix it. And done. With a few minor improvements to its movement capabilities, this little green wonder could fly just about anywhere. Who needs rusty old wheels weighing you down, eh? My humblest apologies. That poor creature sat dormant in the door of stores for quite some time before I welcomed it into my collection. Precious as they may be, some antiques are simply bound to have more dust and rust than others. I must say, the rumors do not do your work justice, Master Grinold. Had I not known any better, I might assume this Iron Frog was one of the dwarves' newest models. She in disguise. She's the best. Suppose this is an opportune as time as ever for introductions. It's my honor to present to you Keshi Trow, collector of curios and a friend to the boutique. Her generous assistance has allowed us to procure the countless components required for our travails. Oh, so it is a different person. The honor is all mine, really. The city may be known for its pomp and circumstance, but you needn't place me on a pedestal. At the end of the day, we Umorans are sinners one and all. You see, during Lord Valthry's reign, I went to great lengths to obtain oddities of all sorts, reveling in relics from a realm that once was. The baubles of old world and their histories would be mine and mine alone, or so I selfishly believed. But our city is on the cusp of a great change, and I feel I must change with it, that my contributions might shape the future of Norvrant is a most heartening prospect, and I am more than happy to play my part for the boutique. My prized possessions have become the beating heart of this endeavor, and I could not have dreamed of a greater purpose for them. They are the proverbial flames that will fuel your forges in the days to come. That is to say, you do plan on honing these adaptive tools further, yes? If you wish to reach even loftier heights, I would be pleased to offer you the most priceless treasures I own, and I assure you there's plenty to spare. Yes, ma'am. That would be wonderful, ma'am. I swear to put forth every effort and craft something worthy of your priceless treasures, ma'am. Let us make it official then. As chairwoman of the Boutique of Splendors, I hereby declare our newest venture underway. We shall forge superior tools to deliver us unto new frontiers and serve as a beacon of hope for our builders and providers. I can see it now, brave new age of tradesmen and tradeswomen, inspired by the trailblazing Mistel artisan who wrought her cherished dreams to life with her companions. In order to bring this youthful inspiration to the fore, however, I propose a new name for this generation of tools, one that calls to mind the trailblazing Mistel herself, and after her kindly offer to name our initial batch of tools for the boutique, 'tis only fair that I return the favor. Splendid idea, dear Moen. I could not have said it better myself. Beg your pardon, I very much appreciate the sentiment, but me? You, if you're as keen to improve this next batch of tools as you say, and I know you'll do a damn fine job of it, then you've earned the right to brand them as your own. Your enthusiasm is most encouraging, Miss Torazoi, but you needn't fret. We have plenty of time before we must finalize such things. As our main matter of business is concluded, recommend you bask in Yulmore's glorious sights before you depart. Perhaps it might serve as inspiration. As for you, would you attend me for a moment? There is another matter of business I wish to discuss at the reception counter. Our dear Grinold is quite chivalrous, is he not? Standing steadfast in the face of an amphibious disaster. 'Tis an image I shan't soon forget, but I did not request your presence simply to swoon, you understand. Your attendance at our dealings today was most appreciated. I realize the proposal to rebrand our tools was a shock to Miss Torazoi, but I felt it necessary for her growth. Her ideas are a boon to us all, and she must learn to take pride in the great success she has forged with you and Grinold. I feel like these works are truly hers. Knowing Grinold as I do, I am certain he will be eager to lend his aid, but what of you? Ours is not easy work, but will you join with us and lend your support to Torazoi once more? Excellent, you have my deepest gratitude. Fostering connections and collaborations to build a better Norvrond is the true mission of the boutique, after all, and we would be honored to have your assistance. If I'm not mistaken, Grinold and Miss Torazoi have already departed for the Crystarium. Send them my regards, won't you? Yeah. Can't remember the last time I set foot in Yulmore. Couldn't even be arsed to visit the place when I lived a stone's throw away. Then again, it was a right pain to come and go anywhere from the underwater sanctuary. Enough of me mindless blabbering. How'd you find the trip, Mr. Torazoi? Feeling refreshed after some time away from the mean? I think I might be the opposite of refreshed, actually. I was so shaken up by the whole experience, I could hardly enjoy it at all. It's very kind of Mistress Moen to suggest naming our next tools after me, and I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I haven't the skills to become the beacon of hope she thinks I am. What in the world am I to do, Master Grinold? Easy now, lass. First thing you want to do is take a deep breath and some time to calm yourself. Whether you think so or not, you do have the skills, and no matter which way you feel like taking this one, we'll be right there with you. Being said, we're counting on your support. Together we'll forge up something that'll make the whole bloody realm want to take up a trade. Level 90, the Joy of Zoe, complete. You may now purchase Splendorous tool replicas from Kenyana. Is this for me to turn in? Please note, upon completing the quest, a tool of our own, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of armor. We'll take this quest as an armor. Level 90, a tool of our own. Chora Zoe is keen to continue her improvements on the Splendorous tool. We have a monumental task ahead of us. Zilly, if this tool truly is to be named after me, then I must be sure to put my whole heart and more into its creation. When I originally suggested naming the tools after the boutique, I did so to commemorate Mistress Mowen's relationship with Master Grenold. But to think she would turn my proposal around on me like this. What's all this about me and Mistress Mowen? No, nothing of import, really. It's just you both have a very diligent working relationship. Yes, that. So diligent, in fact, that I should really learn from your example and give my utmost effort for these next steps of the project. Have you been taking those deep breaths I asked you to, lass? If you keep on panicking like a dwarf that's lost their beard, your nerves will prevent you from showing your true colors on the forge. You need to relax first, then hammer away. Remember, your tools have already met with critical acclaim from the boutique. They've sent you a pile of orders the size of Mount Gold. Aye, but few smithies get an opportunity more golden than that. Now's the time for action. And with the mean as our witness, we'll shape your tools into something special. Something special. Not to mention, we've got the support of Mistress Keshi Trowel this time, and who knows what sorts of rarities she'll be providing. With components that remarkable, we've got the potential to craft something the world ain't never seen before. You're absolutely right, Master Grenold. I'll do my very best to not let you down, of course, but we will really be able to forge tools with items that rare. I promised Mistress Keshi Trowel I would, but I'm beginning to have my doubts. High as possible, but when you're working with new materials, you need to keep a sharp eye on them. Not only you incorporate familiar components to keep your plans from going awry, but you'll also want to observe how these new items will alter the forging process as a whole. Once you learn how to utilize them to your advantage and shape them into something that satisfies you, the tools will naturally take on features and flourishes that make them uniquely yours. Now, I may have helped you sort out things for the first tools, but this time I want you to craft them all by yourself, from concept to creation, so to speak. No project comes without its challenges, but I know you'll design something what you'll be proud to call your own. You really are the best team I could ask for. I suppose all that's left to do is get to work. Let's see. For this project, you'll need a healthy supply of customized armorer's components. You can supply those, of course, but they'll need something equally valuable for their trouble. In this case, a shipment of connoisseurs' aquariums, carefully crafted by our one and only warrior of darkness. I may have been entrusted with a letter from Mistress Keshi Trowel regarding our trade goods. If perhaps you wish to prove your promise as a provider, I shall share the secrets of several bounties forgotten by time. From them you may gather to your heart's content. Anything you obtain from these areas may be etherically reduced into the components you require for your tools. Doing so may allow you to obtain what you seek faster than I can provide, in fact. Of course, it is perfectly acceptable to exchange the components as normal, so you are welcome to gather your supplies however you wish. I look forward to hearing tales of your success in Yulmore and beyond. I'm heartened to know that Mistress Keshi Trowel has placed so much of her trust in your endeavors. It is just as she says, to collect the components required for gathering tool, you may utilize ethereal reduction to obtain the same materials offered by the boutique. And that covers the main task, I should think. Everything else is just the same as before. Remember to use your tool during the procuring process, and our stores will be full of rare components in no time at all. You can deliver your wares straight from Kenyana, and she'll provide us the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions? Please direct them to Master Grenold, since I'll be especially busy this time. I know very well how much I'm asking of you, so there's no rush. Once you've got exactly what you need, bring them along to me and your tool, and we'll forge up something extraordinary. Present yours eye with your crystalline tool and requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Customized components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana and Grenold's workbench near the crystalline mead. Got the necessary trade goods, open the crafting log, followed by special recipes within the requisite crafting discipline. Next, select side quests, and lastly, Splendorous tools to locate applicable recipes. Please note that select crafting materials can be purchased with scripts, and that you must have your crystalline tool equipped when crafting. When making your final delivery to Chorazoi, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Alright, so we're here. We just finished doing all of our gathering and crafting for our stage 3 of our Splendorous tool, the Chorazoi stage. The only real thing is that, like, for the fishing took a bit longer for the second one than usual, and the crafting, because Teamcraft currently, as of the time of recording, still has all the macros for level 90 equipment instead of level 100, and my equipment's all level 100 fully melded, pentamelded. I just use the stage 1 macro because it seemed to like overcorrect with the stage 2 macros or stage 3 macros. So if you're watching this currently or in the future when there's higher gear and they haven't updated it still, you may want to use the stage 1 Splendorous tool macro. So we're going to turn in one crafter and one gatherer, and then we'll get back to stream, turn in the other ones. We'll do this for the YouTube. So continuing on, I need to talk to Gerald Reynolds. There you are. By the look in your eyes, I have a feeling there's a small mountain of components headed my way. If my hunch is correct, just hand those over along with your tool and I'll get to firing up the forge. I have no idea how you managed to carry all this at once, but I suppose that's a topic of conversation for another day. Rest assured that your hard-earned materials are in good hands. I may need to take a few of those deep breaths Master Grinold mentioned before I get started, but I can do this. I can. Well, I'll be an Ondo's uncle. I had a feeling Mistress Keshi Trowel wasn't your average collector, but these components reek of quality, and I can't say that about a great many things. If all goes well, and I'm sure it will, you're going to be wielding a bleeding miracle of a tool, I tell you. Well, I suppose it's time we pay our visit to the facet of forging, so wait a moment, and you'll have your new and improved tool in no time. Now to apply the coat of oil, then one last finishing touch, just like you taught me, Master Grinold. Here goes nothing. Apologies for the wait. Your tool is finally complete. And a right fine tool it is. You worked that finishing coat of oil damn near perfectly. Couldn't have done it better myself. Thought I might buckle under the pressure at first, but I believe the personal touches I added worked out rather well. Now you know the tradition. Please hold it up for all to see. Very similar to the stage 2. Just like a higher eye level. Aye, not a single flaw on it. The tool's more than worthy of your name. Right, the name. I hope you enjoy working with my very own masterpiece, Torozoi's Crystalline Raising Hammer. Moniker that'll ring out and change the face of trades as we know it. You've done well, lass. How you like it? Feels like magic in your hands, eh? Magic? It feels more like Torozoi's hard work to me. I get the feeling you're not done with it yet. Haha, I suppose there's no hiding it, is there? Don't worry, you got plenty of improvements ahead of us. Now that I've come this far, I can't help but reflect on where I started. When I was but a girl, I chanced upon a kettle crafted by Master Grinold. The moment I had laid eyes on it, I decided right then and there that I wanted to be an artisan. Simple though the design was, the maker's mark carved upon it suited a sense of dignity and passion I'd never felt before. It was as if it spoke to me, that the kettle itself had a fervent wish to be of use to those who heated it upon their hearths. Now, all these years later, I've carved my own mark into the world. My younger self would never have dreamed of such an opportunity, and yet here I am. May this tool speak to the bearer's creative spirit, just as Master Grinold's kettle spoke to me. Complete. Tool of her own. Turn in our fisher one first, and then we'll continue on the next side. As a reminder, make sure your fisher is on collectibles whenever you're fishing and that you have the proper tool equipped. Please note that upon completing quest a tool of our own, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of fisher. Take quest as a fisher. When I need a tool of our own, Troy's eyes can keen to continue her improvements on the Splendorous tool. They end up being the same as the last time. Looking to upgrade another tool, then I'd be happy to assist. Let's see, for this project we'll need a healthy supply of customized fishing rod components, customized fishing reel components. Boutique can supply those, of course, but they'll need something equally valuable for their trouble. In this case, a shipment of gold dust fish and forgiven melancholies, cleverly caught by our one and only warrior of darkness. Allow me to offer a reminder, if you mean to forge a tool fit for a gatherer, you may utilize ethereal reduction to obtain the same materials offered by the boutique, though you are more than welcome to exchange your goods directly to me as well. And that covers the main task, I should think. Everything else is just the same as before. Remember to use your tool during the procuring process, and our stores will be full of rare components in no time at all. You can deliver your wares straight to Kenyana, and she'll provide us with the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinold, since I'll be especially busy this time. I know very well how much I'm asking of you, so there's no rush. Once you've got exactly what we need, bring it to me along with your tool, and we'll forge up something extraordinary. Present yours eye with your crystalline tool and the requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Customized components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana and Grinold's workbench near Crystalline Mean. Gatherers may also obtain customized components by using ethereal reduction on applicable trade goods. So all the collectibles, including the fish, you can use ethereal reduction, and it'll give you 1 if it's below collectability, 3 if it's above, but sometimes they'll hit bonus and double, so sometimes you end up with 6, so it's better to ethereal reduce than it is to turn them in. You have to catch less. You also want to clog up your inventory, because you can do it like while you're waiting for your GP to rebound. Catching fish suitable for trade goods requires the use of specialized bait balls. These bait can be obtained from Kenyana in exchange for scripts. Furthermore, please note that you must have your crystalline tool equipped when fishing. Making your final delivery chores, either tool will be upgraded, should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Yes. All pretty much the same. There you are. By that look in your eyes, I have a feeling there's a small mountain of components headed my way. If my hunch is correct, just hand those over along with your tool and I'll get to firing up the forge. So it's time we pay our visit to Facet of Forging. Sit tight a moment and you'll have your new and improved tool in no time. Another tool fresh off the forge. I'm proud to present to you my newest masterpiece, Torzoi's crystalline fishing rod. Feel free to hold it up and show the world what we've brought. Yes, perfect. There are a few greater joys for an artisan and a satisfied patron. Thank you again for all your help. You look as though you were born to wield my tool. Level 90, a tool of our own, complete. Go back to Armorer and we'll pick up the next step. Tool without compare, 4th enhancement. Please note that upon completing the quest of Tool without compare, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Armorer. Take this quest as an Armorer. Level 90, a tool without compare. Torzoi is excitedly drafting up the next improvements to her tools. I mean, thank you again for your help thus far. I doubt we'd have gotten to this point without you. Been taking some time to ponder over our progress. Crafting a tool with my name on it felt a bit surreal, to be sure, but I do believe it's given me a healthy dose of confidence as an artisan. You've come a long way, Miss Torzoi. You got more in common with your tools than you think. Endless potential, for starters. Forge was your canvas, and you utilized all of them components to paint it with your own colors, so to speak. That's the sign of a smithy what knows her craft and more. I know you're eager to get back to it and enhance your works to the fullest, which is why I'm planning to entrust you with some of my special techniques. If you learn them well, your next tool might even rival my own. You mean it, Master Grinold? I'm truly humbled by the offer, but are you sure I'm ready for this? No, I mustn't keep hesitating. I am ready for this. That's the spirit, lass. You may be reaching uncharted territory, but we're in this together. As long as we're collaborating, there ain't nothing in this world you can't craft. Right, I won't let you down. Thanks to all of you that I've been able to grow and thrive as much as I have, and I promise to repay that debt by being the best artisan I could possibly be. Now then, we've got quite a lot of work ahead of us, so I think it's time we got down to business. With every enhancement comes the customary components, after all. Our next phase of the project will need a hefty helping of brilliant armorer's components. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, the boutique won't simply give those out for free. We'll need to provide them with something equally extraordinary, such as a supply of connoisseurs' escutcheons, carefully crafted by our one and only warrior of darkness. I'm sure you're itching to get started, but do make sure you keep my tool equipped while you're out and about. Once I observe how it reacts to your work, I should be able to optimize this upcoming round of improvements. You can deliver your wares straight to Kenyana, and she'll provide us with the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinold. Once you've collected the components we require, simply bring them to me along with your tool, and I'll make for the forge. Until then, I wish you a painless procurement process. Present Chorzoi with her crystalline tool and requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Brilliant components can be obtained by delivering the elected trade goods to Kenyana at Grinold's workbench near the crystalline mine. You can also buy them off the market board. Ideally, if you're going to buy them... hold on. To craft the necessary trade goods, open the crafting log, followed by special recipes from within their requisite crafting discipline. Next, select side quests, and lastly, Splendorous tools to locate applicable recipes. Please note that select crafting materials can be purchased with scripts, and that you must have a Chorzoi crystalline tool equipped when crafting. Making your final delivery to Chorzoi, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory, armory chest, and not equipped. So ideally, whenever you go in like these select components and you get them, like you can obviously just turn in collectibles or custom deliveries for your purple scripts as time of recording to get the materials, but you're gonna need like double the amount for the recipes because it's like steps, like so like the first two steps you need like 30 for this one and then 30 for this one, and then for this step you need like the select cobalt plate, you need 30 for the first step and 30 for the second step. All right, so we're here, step 4 of the Splendorous tools, about to turn in our stuff. We got all our stuff, no major notes. So like I mentioned the macro in the last video, I've actually been using the instant under 90 macro because it uses trained eye. I think for like the last 2 steps you need expert recipes, so that might not be available. I also don't know if like that's useful for anybody unless they're like fully pentamelded level 100. So yeah, so just like, but if you are, then like instant 90 and a groundwork will finish most crafts, or you could just add the groundwork to your instant 90. Just a suggestion. So we'll turn in our armor and one of our gatherers and continue on. There's our professional procurer. I can hardly begin to express how grateful I am for all the work you've done, though something tells me you'd prefer to rid yourself of all those components before I start singing your praises in earnest. If you can hand those over with your tool. Stage 4, right? Yeah. You truly are one of a kind. We've been hard at work with our share of preparations as well, so I guarantee you'll be more than satisfied with your new tool once we're finished with it. Aye, while you were out collecting your wares, Miss Charizard here was studying my secret techniques. Picked them up right quick, too. She won't steer your tool wrong. You have me word. Let's see here. Yes, everything appears to be in order, which means it's high time we made our way to the facet of forging. We shouldn't be long, so stay right there, and our work will be done before you know it. Felt like the last one looked just kind of like the previous step, so maybe we'll get a different look for this. Finally, time for the all-important finishing touches. If it's a beacon of hope Mistress Moen wants, then it's a beacon of hope she'll get, one that will shine like Master Grinold's kettles, one as brilliant as the very stars Zilly fought so tirelessly to return to us. Wicked White, that was exhausting, but I'm proud to say that you'll be wielding my greatest masterpiece yet. That being said, you'd best take care of it now that she's mastered my forging techniques. Miss Chorzoi works truly are as good as me own. Go on then, hold it aloft and take a gander for yourself. It's really hard for me not to say Charizard every time. I think I slipped last time and did it. Oh, it looks slightly different. Get that little orange bit and the little crystals. I mean, we're going to the end, so. For this enhancement, I wish to balance form and function and master Reynolds' techniques allowed me to do just that. Not only is my newest creation a feast for the eyes, it also adapts to the whims of its wielder just as well as its predecessors. Hearing that makes me heart swell with pride. It does. Still, I know me methods better than anyone, and pure oil alone don't make the tool shine the way yours does. What was on your mind when you pieced this together? Well, to be honest, my head was in a bit of a jumble, but I see I've arrived at a most fortuitous time. You have outdone yourself once again, Miss Torzai. Mistress Moen, what brings you here? When word of your most recent exploits reached Yulmore, it was only a matter of time before my curiosity compelled me to make the journey here. Mistress Keshi Trow was equally intrigued by the news, so I thought it prudent to receive a first-hand report for our dear patron as well. Wait, that was it? That's what was on my mind when I was forging the tool? As it turns out, I found me muse in them enchanting eyes. The thousands of kettles I've forged to capture that captivating gleam was what set me on the smithy's path. Recalled the moment Master Grinold spoke of his kettles in front of us. It was because of those very kettles that I became the artisan I am today. Ancient, the ardent wish he carved onto his every work, his maker's mark, was because he was inspired by you that I took an interest in the forge. Mistress Moen, your enduring bond is why we stand here now, blazing a new trail, I hope, for Norvron's trades. Two of you, your kettles, and my inspiration. We were all bound together from the very first, whether we knew it or not. And as luck would have it, Zilly came to our aid, providing the push we needed to unite our disparate dreams. Disparate? The connections we forge now shine through in this very tool, a brilliant maker's mark to represent us all. You have my deepest gratitude, Mistress Moen. I would never have thought to name these tools for myself, and yet in doing so, I feel as though I can reach even greater heights in my craft. Hear, hear, spoken like a true master. All I did was bring out the potential you always had in you, but small as my part was, I'm right honored to have played it. You did me proud, lass, and I reckon you'll keep doing the same. It means the world to me, Master Grinold. Thank you so much. Level 90, a tool without compare, complete. Okay, let's turn in our gatherer, and then we'll pick up the next quest, because there'll probably be a cutscene. Tool without compare. Please note, upon completing a quest, a tool without compare, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Fisher. It's probably going to be a similar thing, but slightly shortened. Level 90, a tool without compare. Torzai is excitedly drafting up the next improvements to our tools. Here to upgrade another tool. Well, you've come to the right place. I imagine you want to address the matter of the components first and foremost, so let's get down to business, shall we? For our next phase of the project, we'll need a hefty helping of brilliant fishing rod components and brilliant fishing reel components. As I'm sure you're aware, the boutique won't simply give those out for free. We'll need to provide them with something equally extraordinary, such as a supply of oil slicks and Gonzala's graces, carefully caught by our one and only warrior of darkness. You can exchange your supplies here, of course, but if you find yourself far from our little piece of the boutique, you should be able to use ethereal reduction to obtain what you need as well. Sure, you're itching to get started, but do make sure to keep my tool equipped while you're out and about. Once I observe how it reacts to your work, I should be able to optimize the upcoming round of improvements. You can deliver your wares straight to Kenyana, or she'll provide us with the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinold. Once you've collected the components we require, simply bring them to you along with your tool and it'll make for the forge. Until then, I wish you a painless procurement process. Send Torzai with a crystalline tool and requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Brilliant components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana at Grinold's workbench near the crystalline mean. Gatherers may also obtain brilliant components by using ethereal reduction on applicable trade goods. Catching fish suitable for trade goods requires the use of specialized bait balls. These bait can be obtained by Kenyana in exchange for scripts. Furthermore, please note that you must have a Torzai's crystalline tool equipped when fishing. Making your final delivery to Chorzoi, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest, not equipped. As a professional procurer, I can hardly begin to express how grateful I am for the work you've done, though something tells me you'd prefer to rid yourself of all these components before I start singing your praises in earnest. If you can hand those over with your tool, yeah, it's the same thing. Let's see here, yes, everything appears to be in order, which means it's high time we made our way to the facet of forging. We shouldn't be long, so stay right there and our work will be done before you know it. It took a bit of extra work to make sure it was up to my standards, but I've done it once again. Allow me to present you with the newest tool in the Chorzoi line, the brilliant fishing rod. Go on and hold it up for the world to see. It looks bigger. Could just be me. Hee, perfect. Why, I think it shines even brighter in your hands. Thank you for entrusting me with your tools once again. It's been an honor. It seems like the same secondary one for like each tool. Like for every step, it seems like it's the same. Okay, back to armor. Pick up this quest so we can get started on our next round, which is round 5. Level 90. La Vie Moen. Renault is itching to celebrate Chorzoi's brilliant achievements. I tell you, there ain't nothing more fulfilling than watching me apprentice find success, even if my own contributions in the end were but a few words of encouragement and some lessons in maneuver and oil. You did a damn fine job as well. After all the blood, sweat, tears, and components you poured into this on our behalf, we owe you more than just a thank you and pat on the back. I reckon it's high time we raise a glass to you, and both in celebration. Well, that sounds like a wonderful idea, Master Grenold. I'd be glad to have a bit of respite, but I thought you weren't partial to ales and brews and whatnot. Are you sure you'll be all right? You've got a good memory, lass, but this celebration ain't for me now, is it? The important part is that you get out there and enjoy yourselves. They serve a mean purple carrot juice at Wandering Stairs, and that'll do me just fine. Speaking of which, are the two of you ready to head on down? If I'm remembering right, Mistress Moen should be finished with her usual dealings at Musica Universalis right about now, so we may as well ask her and Kenyana to join in. The feast. Ahem, I'd like to propose a toast. We've been down a very long and, dare I say it, splendorous road together. We've forged incredible tools, as well as lasting friendships, and I couldn't be more grateful for everyone's support. Today we have more than earned the right to eat, drink, and be merry. Ah, a sight for me sore eyes. Haven't attended a gathering like this in ages. Reminds me of the night we met, eh? Stairs was full of folk from all corners of the realm, yet it seemed it were just the two of us, and I can't rightly recall how many nights we spent after that chatting about our hopes and dreams. Think that we would find ourselves here once again. 'Twould seem the fates are kinder than I imagined. The day you departed on that long journey of yours, I feared I had forever lost my rough-spoken smith. Mistress Moen. I chose to walk the Smitty's path so I could become a man what you'd be proud of. Having a single bleeding regret about me progress as a craftsman, but I've never forgiven myself for leaving you waiting on a Yulmoran terrace all these years. I wouldn't be surprised if you resented me for it. It's all in the past. Grenold, never once have I resented you for your actions. I could never do such a thing. Oh, Mistress Moen, there's something I've been too afraid to tell you all these years, and I can't hide it any longer. Is this what I think it is? Strike while the iron is hot, Master Grenold. This is your moment, Mistress Moen. Mistress Moen, me dearest Mistress Moen, I... Oh, did somebody slip him a drink? Wait a moment, is this wine? Has Mr. Grinnell been drinking this instead of his purple carrot juice the whole time? Uh-oh. My dear sweet Grinnell, you haven't changed one bit. The day you held your hammer aloft in pursuit of greatness, you have filled my heart with hope and pride, and in time I pray you will gain the courage to lay bare this secret you hold so closely. Feels like me noggin's full of sea slugs. I can't remember a bleeding thing, but Mr. Torozoid tells me the lot of you had to drag me sorry ass back to the mean. I take it Mistress Moen's made for you more already? Afraid so, though she did say she'd return to the Crystarium when next the opportunity arose. I'm certain you'll have plenty of time to chat with her then. History repeats itself, and it's got a cruel sense of humor. A long time ago, Mistress Moen and I attended a similar banquet. I'd placed me flag and the juice down for nary a second, but when I picked it back up to take a sip, I awoke the next day with a violent headache and the sour smack of wine in my mouth. Lesson to you younger folk, never forget where you leave your juice. But embarrassing anecdotes aside, there's work to be done. Miss Chorzoy's tool may have exceeded the boutique's expectations, but something tells me it's hiding even more potential behind that brilliant gleam. Call it Smitty's intuition. Can't say what lies beyond the horizon, but if we draw out your tool's full adaptive abilities, we may well be forging works fit for gods themselves. It'll be grueling work, but there's no one better suited for the challenge than me earnest apprentice. I'll make sure your faith in me is not misplaced, Master Grinold. Aye, that's what I like to hear. For now, it's back to the drafting phase with us. We'll need all the time and provisions we can afford. I reckon we'll have our hands full for a while with the preparations, but when our plans are fully ironed out, we'll be the first to know. Until then, stay sharp and make your tools be your guiding star. Okay? Level 90, La Vie Moen. Stroke of Brilliance, even unlocked. Level 90, dance like Moen is watching. Okay, that's pretty good. It has a splendorous confession to make. Well, if it ain't the tradeswoman of the hour, things have been right busy here, if you haven't heard. The boutique's working their mercantile magic to distribute Miss Torzoy's tools across the realm, and our mass-produced models have met with all manner of critical acclaim. Honor to be part of something so grand, but with great quality comes great expectation, so we must temper ourselves for the final enhancements to come. Aye, that we do, and this time it ain't just about turning the trades on their heads. But next we meet with Mistress Moen, I plan to pledge myself to perfecting our tools, of course, but these unsaid feelings of mine have been yanking me heartstrings for far too long. High time I put them into words. And ask for Mistress Moen's hand in marriage. Le gasp, this sigh. I reckon the feeling has always been mutual, but we were too afraid to speak of it afore I left on me long journey, and now so much time has passed. Reached the pinnacle of me trade and took on me own apprentice like I always wanted. All that's left is to proffer myself to Mistress Moen and hope I'm still a man which she'd be proud to share her life with. Aha, I suppose that would explain your behavior at the party. Oh, that is to say, you two make quite the pair, so I had a feeling that was the case. Quite frankly, I'm more surprised you two aren't wed after everything you've been through. Well, let's just say emotions ain't my strong suit. Every time I've tried to confess me undying affections, I end up tongue-tied and weaker than a hobgoblin that's lost his knife. How'd you suppose I'd do this whole romance business without falling flat on me arse? One does not simply do romance, one must bring the romance. Liquor, we need more liquor. Well said. Master Grinnell needs to put himself in a situation where the flowers of passion can blossom on their own, so to speak. Something that will help him express his feelings for Mistress Moen. Let's see, perhaps you could request a dance of some sort. If you manage to sweep Mistress Moen off her feet, you might find the courage to let your heart run free. Now that you mention it, I did do a few little jigs at the parties we'd frequent. Before I knew it, I'd find Mistress Moen on the dance floor next to me, and we'd go stepping in time together. It'll be just like the old days. I'll dance till my feet fall off if that's what it takes. The Mistress Moen's a clever one, and we'll need the element of surprise if I'm to woo her well and proper. In that matter, I would be more than happy to assist. If memory serves, Mistress Moen will soon be attending to some business in the Crystarium. Once that is concluded, I can inform her of an urgent matter that needs discussing and take her to you. Be doing me a great service. Bring her to the Excedra and reckon I'll take it from there. A bit more daunting than I anticipated, but I've made it this far. No turning back now. Wicked White, it's really happening. I mean, we knew it was bound to happen, but that only adds to the excitement. You go on ahead to the Excedra. Zilly will meet you there once Master Grinnell remembers to do his deep breathing exercises. Okay. I was like, which one's the Excedra? Brent. This is it. Promise you won't laugh if I make a fool of myself. Mistress Moen's arrived. Act natural, you two. It's a rare treat to find you all outside the mean. Kenyana has kept me abreast of the Splendorous tool's progress, and I'm told you plan to begin the final stages of improvements. Is there aught else I can assist you with? So suave. Mistress Moen, My word. Why, I remember those gallant steps as if it were yesterday. I see you haven't lost your touch. I have this dance. Done a few different ones in there, huh? Nice. Bravo, bravo. I had not expected such a pleasant surprise, but you, my dear Grinold, are full of them. You never cease to amaze. Now's my chance. I swear to you on every kettle I've ever had the pleasure of forging will craft you the most brilliant tool that ever graced this star, and when all is said and done, Would you do me the honor of being me bride? Aw. Well, it didn't work out in the other world. Maybe it'll work out in this one. And he's got all that lovely hair. When I watched you set out upon your journey long ago, I feared a day like this would never come. Your pursuit of greatness may have separated us, yet it heartens me to know that your feelings, like mine, remain unchanged. The forge awaits, Grinold. It is your calling, and I will not keep you from it. But know that when the flames die down and your toils are finished, I shall be yours. So sweet. Making a tool of love. You have done much and more for the boutique and the providers of Norvrant, my friends. I eagerly await news of your continued success. We won't let you down. The two of you had best be prepared. We're boldly going where no tradesperson's gone afore, and we won't rest until our tools are the best damn things Norvrant's got to offer. Well, what are you waiting for? We've got work to do. It's back to the mean with us. Yes, Master Grinold. Suggest you head to the mean as well before the post-proposal euphoria takes hold of Master Grinold. We wouldn't want him making any rash decisions with so much at stake. I ain't proud of dragging you into me personal affairs, but I owe you me thanks nonetheless. Me heart hasn't felt like this light since the day I met Mistress Moen, and I'll be damned if I let that go to waste. On me honor as an artisan, I vow here and now to carve this inspiration upon everything I craft. I mean to fashion a new legend on that anvil of ours, a masterwork among masterworks. Still, I know better than to walk this path by me lonesome. I've asked a great deal of you both already, but would you humor this lovesick Smitty one last time? I owe so much to your guidance, Master Grinold. It would be my honor to return the favor. Zilly and I will pour our utmost effort into the project, just as always. Thank you truly. Your support means more than I can say. Together, we'll hammer up a tool that'll guide Norvrant to the new golden age of trade. Level 90. Dance like Moen is watching. Complete. Tool for the Ages. 5th enhancement. Please note that upon completing the quest, A Tool for the Ages, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Armorer. Undertake this quest as an Armorer. Level 90, A Tool for the Ages. Torzoi is determined to forge her dreams into reality. I see you're as eager to get started as I am. The culmination of our hard work is finally at hand, and I'm ready to find out where our efforts will lead, not only for the future of Norvrant, but for Master Grinold as well. That's the way, lass. Now, before we get to firing up the forge, we best iron out our plans. The stakes are higher than the Bleeding Crystal Tower, and it never hurts to be too thorough. Current tools should suffice as a base for the new model, and that'll give us the right good foundation to work with, but it deserves a brand new design, one that'll stir the hearts and souls of those who lay eyes upon it. That said, we'll need to preserve the tool's adaptive properties as we improve upon the design. A new look won't mean bugger all without the functionality to match, so I suggest taking a meticulous approach to ensure naught gets lost along the way. Unlocking the tool's full potential will be our highest priority then, a monumental task to be sure, but with Zilly on our side, I dare say we won't have much to worry about. Our work is all the better for your presence. Speaking of which, might as well get a few thoughts out of you while you're here. Wouldn't be much of a collaborative effort without your input. Is there anything in particular you'd want us to keep in mind while we're taking your tool to new heights? Just wanted to glow nice. Dreams of artisans and providers around the realm. Hopes of those across Norvrant who helped shape these tools. Oh, that's a lovely answer. I'm inclined to agree. During the early drafting stages for this phase of the project, I spoke to a great many artisans and providers around the Mean. I was eager to find what sorts of features they'd like to see in a new Splendorous tool. The council was enlightening. From the leaders of the facets to the newest recruits, everyone's enthusiasm was palpable. If we can find a way to manifest that sentiment into our tool, we could inspire countless generations to come. I know more than anyone how much these tools have benefited us. They've given us confidence in our craft. They've brought us closer together as a community, and I mean to share that prosperity with all around. Thankfully, Mistress Keshitrao was kind enough to offer services to the boutique once again, though I'm sure you're well aware of what that entails by now. The inevitable procurement of trade goods persists, but so do we. To improve your tool further, we'll require a bountiful batch of inspirational armorers components. I'm told the boutique has plenty of those at the ready, but they'll need to do is provide them with expertly crafted shipment of connoisseurs' trumpets. Oh, and I do remember to keep your Splendorous tool equipped. It's imperative that we observe how it reacts to the workload. You can deliver your wares straight to Kenyan, and she'll provide us with the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinold. I'm sure you're quite accustomed to this by now, but we'll be ready and waiting once you've prepared everything. Simply hand your hard-earned components over with your tool, and we'll get straight to work. Present Chorazoi with your brilliant tool and the requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Inspirational components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods with Kenyana and Grinold's workbench near the Crystalline Mean. Craft the necessary trade goods, open the crafting log, followed by special recipes from within the requisite crafting discipline. Next, select side quests, and then lastly, Splendorous tools and locate applicable recipes. Please note that select crafting materials can be purchased with scripts, and that you must have your brilliant tool equipped when crafting. Making your final delivery to Chorazoi, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Okay, I'm pretty sure this step and the next step are probably going to require expert recipes. So some of the macros won't be proper. Yeah, expert recipes. So like you won't be able to use the trained eye. Like the instant macro is not going to be useful, but I'm sure there's plenty of good macros on Team Craft. All right, we're here at stage 5 of our Splendorous tools. Our procurement professional makes her valiant return. I hope the components didn't give you too much trouble this time, and if they did, you might be pleased to know we'll be throwing them all into a very hot forge with your tool. Now, allow me to take those off your hands. While you were hard at work obtaining components, Master Grinold finished drafting up the tool's design. I had a look at it myself, and I suspect it'll be a feast for the eyes. When it's complete, I wanted to ensure the final product could serve as a proud symbol of the Crystarium, so I procured a few inspirational components of my own. The shards I have here are fallen fragments of the Crystal Tower, gathered with permission. Of course, I'd heard the pieces of the tower were once used to craft the Crystal Exarch's staff, so I thought to incorporate them in our tool's design as well. Master Grinold was quite fond of the idea. Let's see, if I'm not mistaken, that should be everything we need to begin. The forging may take some time, but I promise you it'll be well worth the wait. I must strike at the anvil with a precise rhythm. Master Grinold and Mistress Moen's dance should serve as the ideal reference. Every step part of an elegant flow, every motion made with flawless grace. Perfect. All that remains now is the finishing coat of oil filled to the brim with countless hopes and dreams for Norvant's future. The Splendorous tool is for everyone. We did it. We really did it. We forged our own tool in a waltz of unyielding iron and luminous crystal. Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. Would you do us the honor of holding it up for the Crystarium to see? Not really shiny. Allow me to present you with our collaborative masterpiece. I call it a frantic visionary's raising hammer. Come a long way, lass. By your hand, our grandest ambitions are brought to life. The tool is destined for great things. Aye, generations from now, in the proud tales of providers across the realm, they'll tell the tools that reforge the trades, our tools. Level 90, a tool for the ages, complete. Yeah, so with this one, I had trouble finding a macro. Icy Veins had a macro, so that's what we used. The one on Teamcraft was for like level 90, and it didn't quite work properly. Tool for the Ages, 5th enhancement. Please note that upon completing the quest for a tool for the ages, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Fisher. Undertake quest as a Fisher. Level 90, a tool for the ages. Torzoi is determined to forge your dreams into reality. Changing classes or jobs will prevent progress during this quest. Aha, I know that look when I see it. Interested in another upgrade? Well, far be it from me to deny you. Move your tool further will require a bountiful batch of inspirational Fisher's components. Though the boutique has plenty of those at the ready, all you'll need to do is provide them with a healthy haul of Deadwood Shadows or Ronkin Bullion. You may recall, ethereally reduced components should serve our cause just as well as you could obtain from the boutique, regardless of where they come from. We'll still be able to make proper use of your materials. Oh, and do remember to keep your Splendorous tool equipped. It's imperative that we observe how it reacts to the workload. You can deliver your wares straight to Kenyana, and she'll provide us with components we seek from the usual stock. Any questions? Please direct them to Master Grinold. I'm sure you're quite accustomed to this by now, but we'll be ready to waiting once you've prepared everything. Simply hand your hard-earned components over with your tool, and we'll get straight to work. Present Torzoi with your brilliant tool and requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Inspirational components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana and Grinold's workbench near the crystalline mead. Gatherers may also obtain inspirational components by using ethereal reduction on the applicable trade goods. So both fish ethereal reduce into the same thing, so you only need like 170 instead of like 80 of two separate ones or whatever. Catching fish suitable for trade goods requires the use of specialized bait balls. The bait can be obtained from Kenyana in exchange for scripts. Please note that you must have your brilliant tool equipped when fishing. Furthermore, if an applicable fish is caught by mooching, it will yield more components than usual. Making your final delivery to Torzoi, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory armory chest and not equipped. So this was actually a lot easier than some of the other fishing ones because it's the same spot for both fish and they both reduced into what we needed. Our procurement professional makes a valiant return. I hope the components didn't give you too much trouble this time, and if they did, you might be pleased to know we'll be throwing them all into a very hot forge with your tool. Now allow me to take those off your hands. Let's see, if I'm not mistaken, that should be everything we need to begin. The forging may take some time, but I promise you it'll be well worth the wait. Yeah, they say basically the same thing. Slightly less text. Enhancing a tool is as thrilling as it is exhausting, but I'm proud to report that we have another masterpiece on our hands. Allow me to present you with the Frantic Visionary's fishing rod. Go on, then raise it aloft for all to see. More like a lamp than a fishing rod. It looks even more radiant in your hands. Thank you as always for your efforts. There are few things more fulfilling than the fruits of our labor put to good use. 190, a tool for the ages, complete. Alright, and now we're going to go back to armor. Pick up our last version of this quest. Last step. Stand tool, my friend. Final enhancement. Please note that upon completing the quest Stand Tool, my friend, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Armorer. Take this quest as an Armorer. Level 90 Stand Tool, my friend. The final enhancements to the Splendorous tools are within reach. How are you enjoying the new tool? It's an impressive piece, if I do say so myself. I think my own hands could forge something that might potentially revolutionize our work. It's exhilarating, really. I won't deny it took a great deal of effort to reach this point. We should be proud of how far we've come, but after reflecting on our progress thus far, I believe there may be a way to improve your tool one final time. I figured it out, did you? At this rate, I reckon we won't need much guidance. Taught you all I know, Miss Torzoi. You've become a true master of the craft. I'm certain you'll guide us to an unfathomable heights. I will, Master Grinold. Just you watch. What do you say? Can you aid us on our final Splendorous endeavor? Complete this tool, we'll need, yes, you guessed it, the finest components that Mistress Keshi Trout can provide, specifically night-forged armorer's components. And if we're to obtain these components, we'll need you to craft the finest trade goods Norvrant has to offer. Shipment of connoisseurs' marching horns should be enough to satisfy the boutique. Last but not least, do remember to keep that Splendorous tool in hand as you work. The final stage will require a good deal of fine-tuning and will want to observe how the tool reacts to prolonged use. You can deliver your wares straight to Kenyatta and she'll provide us with the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinnell. The tool has been on quite the journey and it would be my honor to upgrade it one last time. Simply hand it over with the required components. When you're ready, we'll be on our way to perfection. Send Chorzoi with your Frantic Visionary's tool and requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Forged components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyatta and Grinnell's workbench near the crystalline mean. Grab the necessary trade goods, open the crafting log, followed by special recipes from within the requisite crafting discipline. Next, select side quests, and lastly, Splendorous tool to locate applicable recipes. Please note that select crafting materials can be purchased with scripts, and that you must have your Frantic Visionary's tool equipped when crafting. Making your final delivery to Chorzoi, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Alright, we're here on our final stage of our Splendorous tools. We just finished our fishing. And we have all the other components we need. The crafting was kind of a pain. There was no good macros on Teamcraft or any of those sites. Icy Veins had a macro that was mostly okay. It worked fine most of the time. I had to tweak it a little bit. I don't recall exactly what tweaks I made to it because it was a few days ago. But yeah, so Icy Veins was where I got the macro because I have level 100 macros. That might be worth looking into if you're doing this currently at level 100. The gathering and fishing was fine. Like there was nothing really to it. Fishing just took a while because you could only get the big fish after you caught 3 of the little fish. So to wait for your GP to redo. So without further ado, let's turn in our final Splendorous tool. Outstanding work. No mountain of components is too high for you to conquer. Now I imagine that's all quite heavy, so if you could pass those along with your tool. Many thanks. I suppose this is it then. One last glorious step towards Mistress Moen's beacon of hope and my final collaboration with Master Grinnell. Bittersweet, isn't it? We've had such a wonderful time together, but all good things must come to an end. This tool is our greatest achievement, and I mean to utilize every lesson I've learned to ensure it remains that way. Let's see, everything appears to be in order. I've had the fires ready to forge at a moment's notice, so sit tight, and we'll have the finishing touches completed in no time. Our tool must embody perfection. It must define us and inspire us. As artisans and providers, masters and apprentices, it must allow us to reach for the very stars and take hold of new opportunities. It must be everything we've ever been proud of. Every Splendorous kettle, every crystalline rarity, and brilliant friendship and visionary word. This is the epitome of our struggles and our triumphs. This is who we are. Now for the final coat of oil, to those who have taught me and to those who I might one day teach in return, let this serve as our lodestar, our eternal guide through the night. Finally, it's really truly complete. This tool is everything we've ever dreamed of and so much more. Aye, the gods themselves would envy a tool like this. Go on, then. You're about to hold a piece of history, so raise it up for the world to see. Ooh, pretty. Allow me to present the Lodestar Raising Hammer, our collaborative magnum opus. Can't think of anyone more fit to use it than you. You've been a cornerstone of this endeavor from the very first, so I hope you'll accept this tool not only as a product of our hard work, but as a token of our boundless gratitude. With that, our project has reached completion. We've accomplished so much, I can't begin to express how thankful I am for this opportunity. You made us all proud, Miss Chorzoi, and don't you ever go forgetting how you feel in this moment. You've earned every bit of the glory. That immaculate tool sitting in Zilly's hands is proof of your unflagging dedication to your craft. Working with the two of you was an experience worth more than me finest kettle, and I wouldn't trade it for the bleeding world. I suppose after all this time, that's what I truly craved from the process, to share my greatest accomplishments with someone who ain't a sea slug. What will you do after we present this tool to Mistress Moen? You're not planning on leaving the Crystarium, are you? You don't need to worry yourself about that. The finished tool may mark the end of the enhancement process, but we've still got plenty of work ahead of us. We can't very well turn the trades on their heads if we don't make a summit to share with the boutique, now can we? That last is bound to be a whole new journey unto itself. And on this journey, I'll need more than just a quiet place to hone me skills. I'll need somewhere I can share me ideas and a colleague to help me develop them. I can think of no better smithy to work with than you, Miss Chorzai. You're the best mentor I could have asked for, Master Grinold. Level 90, stand tool, my friend, complete. Splendorous tool perfected. Let's turn in our Fisher, and then we'll take the last quest. Stand tool, my friend. Please note upon completing quest stand tool, my friend, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous tool for your current class of Fisher. Undertake quest as a Fisher. Level 90 stand tool, my friend. The final enhancements of the Splendorous tools are within reach. Looking to add that final spark of inspiration to another Splendorous tool? Well, I won't say no to that. Complete this tool, we'll need, yes, you guessed it, the finest components Sketchy Trial and the boutique can provide, specifically Night Forge Fisher's components. And if we're to obtain these components, we'll need you to haul up the finest fish Norvrant has to offer. Shipment of little bounties and St. Fathric's faces should be enough to satisfy the boutique. As a reminder, ethereal reduction is always an option while you're out procuring trade goods. Your ethereally reduced components are equally valuable to the project. Last but not least, do remember to keep that Splendorous tool in hand as you work. This final step will require a good deal of fine-tuning and will want to observe how the tool reacts to prolonged use. You can deliver your ware straight to Kenyana, and she'll provide us with the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions, please direct them to Master Grinold. Your tool has been on quite the journey, and it would be my honor to upgrade it one last time. Simply hand it over with the required components, and you're ready, and we'll be on our way to perfection. Present Chorzai with the Frantic Visionary's tool and requisite materials to receive an upgraded version. Night Forge components can be obtained by delivering selected trade goods to Kenyana and Grinold's workbench near the Crystalline Mead. Gatherers may also obtain Night Forge components by using ethereal reduction on the applicable trade goods. Catching fish suitable for trade goods requires the use of specialized bait balls. This bait can be obtained from Kenyana in exchange for scripts. Please note that you must have your Frantic Visionary's tool equipped when fishing. Furthermore, if an applicable fish is caught with Fisher's intuition, it will yield more components than usual. In making your final delivery to Chorzoi, the tool to be upgraded should be placed in your inventory or armory chest and not equipped. Outstanding work. No mountain of components is too high for you to conquer. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Now, I imagine it's all quite heavy, so if you could pass those along with your tool, just a shorter version. Let's see, everything appears to be in order. I've had the fires ready to forge at a moment's notice, so sit tight and we'll have the finishing touches completed in no time. Sometimes they do say something different for the second turn in. Another masterwork complete. I'm proud to present you with your finished tool, the Lodestar Fishing Rod. Now I think you know what comes next. Hold it up for all to see. Words can't express how grateful we are for your efforts, but I hope this tool conveys the message just as well. If you need a hand with any of your other tools, you know where to find us. Level 90, stand tool, my friend, complete. Level 90, dearly bekettled. Grinold has commitment on his mind. I reckon I've molded and shaped enough masterworks for 2 lifetimes. With the biggest hurdle of the project behind us, all what's left now is for me to press on through to the end. You do know what I'm on about, don't you? Of course, now that we've the means to perfect the Splendorous tools, I believe a certain someone has wedding bells in their future. Aye, and yet after all the bleeding hardships we've overcome, I'm suddenly afeared I might not do right by Mistress Moen. If the two of you moved mountains to get them tools up to snuff and given in to cold feet, it'd be a poor way to repay you. Apologies for the sudden intrusion. Mistress Moen, to what do we owe the pleasure? Kenyana reported that your tools surpassed our every expectation. We simply had to board the first airship we could find. Might I gaze upon your crowning achievement? Such enchanting beauty, an exemplary symbol of the Crystarium and all those who have toiled in its name. It is more splendorous than I could have dreamed. I am truly honored that my boutique could serve as its namesake. What a joy it is to see my treasures given new life in your hands. May your tool encourage the wayward traders of our realm to find purpose anew. Of course, this project would not be half as splendorous without the tireless efforts of our renowned toolsmiths. You've done admirable work, my friends, and I eagerly await your future masterpieces. Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that. We're humbled to have the boutique's approval. Now, does this mean what I think it means? Well, Mistress Moen, what do you say? What to say indeed. Founding the Boutique of Splendors, I sought to strengthen the bonds of our mercantile community while providing patrons with exceptional products and opportunities. Tell me, Grinold, have I become a merchant worthy of you and your masterworks? I, without question, I hold you in the highest esteem. Always have, and I always will. I will treasure those words for as long as I live. If you would still have me, then let us share the prosperity we have earned, not merely as business partners, but as husband and wife. The ceremony of eternal bonding. Well, I suppose that settles it. We've a ceremony to assemble. Shall I begin making arrangements for the attire? Needn't worry about that. Between our final steps of the project, I found the time to weave together a little something inspired by those odd dreams I kept having. There we were, Mistress Moen, and me bald and self bedecked in fineries of purest white, speaking our eternal vows. I took it as a sign and recreated the attire down to the finest stitch. Long as me bride-to-be approves, her wedding gown is but a wish away. Would that we could all discover such devoted suitors. Now, what of the ceremony's location? Anywhere in particular you'd prefer to seal your vows and speak your sweet nothings? The shores of the Source would serve nicely. Years ago, we parted ways there when we began our solitary journeys. I can think of no better place to set out on a joint venture of marriage. Aw. Why, Grinold, it's beautiful. Of course it is. Etching set. Marked me identity as a smithy with kettles like this. After dedicating me life to the iron and steel, traveling across land and sea, I finally fashioned up a pair that matches your breathtaking brilliance. My dearest Moen, take this kettle as a symbol of the great strides we make apart and the innovations which bring us together. Though we'll be working hand in hand from this moment on, our life's work is bound to call us away from the comfort of one another. Those dark, lonely hours, I want you to hold your kettle close and know that no matter how great the distance between us, my heart is with you, always and forever. Oh, Master Grinold, Mistress Moen, I wish you all the best. My dear sweet Smithy, if this is a dream, I never want to wake up. Seen a dream, me love, and I'll prove it to you. Oh, Grinold. Oh, that was lovely. Well, I'm a married man now, and I have the two of you to thank. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of such a beautiful ceremony, Master Grinold. You and Mistress Moen make a lovely couple. Ah, your presence there was a blessing to us both, lass. Who knew hearing your feelings could be so liberating? You may just be the happiest man in the whole bleeding realm. And I, the happiest woman. I must thank you again for the beautiful attire, Grinold, not to mention the beautiful words. Our ceremony was all the more romantic for your heartfelt vows. I'd live in those fleeting moments forever if I could, but we've precious work ahead of us, and I can't go forgetting myself in marital bliss. As long as I can lend a hand, we'll keep mass-producing the Splendorous tools for the boutique. May as well keep the forge warm in the tempest while I'm at it. But expect no less from Norvrant's legendary blacksmith. Much as I would prefer to remain by your side, your more beckons, and I must heed the call of opportunity. But I promise you this, my dearest, I shall keep your kettle close to my heart and await the day we are reunited. Just like that, she's gone. No use moping, though. There's work to be done. Miracles to forge and visions to realize and whatnot. Been an honor and a privilege. Zillia, the possibilities are endless with that Splendorous tool of yours, and I know you'll make the most of it. If you find yourself needing another one down the line, just say the word and regale us with some tales of adventure if you're feeling generous. Don't ever be afraid to give us a shout if we can assist you. You have our full support no matter where your adventures or your trade skills take you. Carrier of the Kettle. Level 90, Dearly Bekettled. Complete. The leaders of the Crystalline Mean contributed some advice to Chorazoi during the final stages of the project. Speak with them to hear their thoughts on the tool's completion. It's okay.